All right, y'all. Greetings, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I'm your hostess and your melanated queen, the Foxy, aka Seven Wonder. Today we have F Your Feelings Friday. It is late as we get started, but I am trying to be consistent. So I hope you can appreciate my efforts, y'all. Okay? Had a very long day, very trying day, as a matter of fact, but I'm still here with y'all. Okay? And I hope you all have been having a great week as well. Y'all have to excuse me for a second. My cats are getting on my nerves. I don't know why they're whining. They ate, they were fed, they have fresh water. I don't know what the issue is, but they might be going in the cage if they keep on trying me. All right. Prancer and Tinkerbell, both of y'all are going in the cage because I'm not dealing with all this whining. All right. Today's topic, ratchetness strikes again. Okay. It's an unfortunate situation, but this is the day and time that we're living in where people celebrate degeneracy and ratchetness, y'all. It's taking over here. Excuse me, because I'm getting a text message. All right, let's see. And I'm just going to test this out. I got to make sure I can be seen and heard, y'all, because you know how this goes. Sometimes I don't know if I can be seen or heard, so I have to make sure it's working. Sometimes I don't know. Okay, all right. I'm on here, y'all. I'm on here. Go me. Go me. I can be seen. I can be heard. So now let's go ahead and spread the word. All right. Let's go ahead and share this. All right. Let's get into it, y'all. T- Tinkerbell, don't you start. Don't you start. All right. For those of you who don't know that I'm live, I'm sending this out to let y'all know that I'm live. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Stop it. Because you will go into the cage. I promise you will. Okay. I don't have time for this today. I really don't. She thinks I'm playing with her. I'm really not. I'm really not. Let's get into some things that have been going on, y'all. So today's Friday the 10th, July the 10th. Okay. A 1 and a 0. July 10th. And because this day equals to the day of one, it's supposed to be one of my lucky days, y'all, because I'm a life path one. All right. But anyway, moving along, there have been people that have not made it, okay, into this week. A lot of people, because I don't think I did F Your Feelings Friday last Friday. No, I did not. A lot of people did not make it, okay, from the 4th of July weekend into this weekend. Unfortunately, people were riddled by bullets, okay? We got to talk about it. Ratchet culture strikes again. This is getting out of hand, out of control, y'all. Let me turn my camera on for a second so I can say hi to y'all. How you doing? As you can see, she's all in the way, all up in the music videos, thinking that she's Puff Daddy, y'all. Um, Unfortunately, y'all, people are getting taken off this globe. And I cannot stress enough that people need to cancel ratchet culture, cancel hood culture, cancel hood ninja mentality. Don't deal with hood ninjas. Don't deal with ratchet thought trots. But since this is what's celebrated, this is what's going on out here, this is why people are losing their lives, right? And it is really becoming an epidemic in the melanated community. Get off there. Y'all, I'm about to really, she's about to go in the cage. It's getting on my nerves. So let's get into some things that took place. Y'all probably have heard about this already. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen for those of you who haven't heard about this news. Okay. A 21-year-old. Hi, is it Liliana Ramirez? How are you? A 21-year-old came across my timeline, guys, and it's a quite tragic story as to what happened to this young lady. Okay, so I'm going to share this with y'all. Just a sec. Wait a minute. Where did my video go? I had it ready to show y'all. All right, I'm going to still share. All right, so right here on the screen, you can see this TikToker, right? Her name is Brianna Johnson. That's her real name. But she goes under the guise of It Girl Bree. That is her handle. And as you can see, she was what they like to call, quote unquote, an influencer. Okay. And I put that in quotes because this type of situation that she was in led to her untimely demise. It actually happened on July 5th, y'all. So she was celebrating for July 4th weekend. She had gone to a mansion party. From my understanding, they're claiming that they were throwing money in the air, about $100,000 to be exact. She was dancing on the table with her friends. She had some type of rap song out called Bend Over. So you know what that's all about. They left that party. They stopped, you all, at a gas station. All right. And at this gas station is where a fight broke out and ensued. Now, this girl called Brianna Johnson, who they call Bree, could be seen in one of the videos holding the other girl's wig, waving it around and shaking it. Not too much longer after that, so from what I'm understanding, Bree and the rest of the people in her car went to a club. All right, that part was left out of most of the stories, but they went to a club after they went to the gas station. After they left the club, they were dropping off one of the girls in the car, which is Bree's former hairstylist. They had just gotten back cool with one another because at one point they weren't talking to one another because the hairstylist had some type of beef with Bree's cousin, which is a guy that was in the car that got shot as well. Okay. Um, so all of that was going on, and shots rang out at about 5 a.m., y'all, while they were driving down the street. They're saying that it was a white BMW sedan that pulled up, and y'all, it was very tragic. She lost her life, her cousin lost his life, and the other person in the vehicle got shot in the face. He had to have his jaw wired shut. All right, very serious and very dangerous situations taking place. So we really have to hone in on what is causing this behavior, because it's not just affecting certain people. This is actually spilling over into other people's neighborhoods that had nothing to do with this, because when Bree got shot, her vehicle ran into someone else's house. Okay. Luckily, I don't think anybody in the house got injured, but just imagine you're in your house at 5 a.m. and a vehicle runs into it. You're not expecting that because the vehicle got shot up. And then you see that there are three people in the vehicle probably bleeding, and two of them lost their lives, y'all. This is tragic. So I think this is something that a lot of people. Oh, you said, are you taken, girl? Hi, because you're beautiful. She's beautiful as F. I think it was a setup, low key. You know, I can definitely understand, what you're saying. She's very, very, very nice looking, very appealing. She fixes herself up very well. Nice looking, petite, nice shape. Um, Definitely, aesthetically pleasing to the eye. But my I wonder, the people that shot her, do you think the dudes were jealous of, because it seems like this is something that guys did. I don't know if females did this to her. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this vehicle was a target because they knew that she was with some other people in that vehicle, and she was just caught up in the like collateral damage, or they just didn't care about taking her life, y'all. But this is crazy if somebody would shoot up somebody's vehicle. Well, this wasn't her vehicle though. She was renting that Lamborghini, but nevertheless, she was driving it. But that's crazy if somebody would actually shoot up the vehicle for jealousy. But then again, you can't put much past people these days because people are very crazy. Ratchet at its finest. Like, this is like completely insane. So she was 21 years old, and as you can tell, she did not make it. You know, everybody has been sharing the news all across social media. Unfortunately, she didn't make it, y'all. She succumbed to her untimely demise. With that being said, y'all, I'm going to play a few videos for y'all. So let me see if I can find this other video that I was going to show y'all. It might be on my other screen. Okay. I think it's here. I'm trying to see the best way. I'm going to copy it and then I'm going to paste it to the other browser. Yeah, this is insanity. And this is why I'm having this conversation, because we need to actually start talking about, like what's going on across social media, what's actually causing people to snap and do these things, throwing their lives away, throwing other people's lives away as if life doesn't matter anymore. Y'all, 21 years of age. She just reached adulthood, basically. I mean, just graduated, they said in 2023. So she is freshly out of like being a teenager, and her life was tragically snatched away from her. So I'm going to share this tab with you all. All right. Hopefully, you will be able to hear this. AKA Miss Uchiwale on that bang bang, AKA the biggest, the baddest, the messiest. What happened?
Shooting in Miramar.
3 people are wounded after being hit by bullets.
Bree just died for no reason.
Some say she was set up by a hairstyle. Others saying the people that she was with was the actual target. But y'all already know I'm gonna break it down. So make sure y'all smash that like button. A 21-year-old social media influencer that go by the name Dream Doll Bree, who was known for her viral track Been Over, which became popular off TikTok, was shot and killed early Sunday morning, leaving an Airbnb party when a gunman opened fire on the vehicle she was in with 2 other males. Now, she died at the hospital, and last time I checked, the 2 males was in critical condition. According to the Miramar police chief, a rapid fire of bullets hit the vehicle while they was in a residential neighborhood along the 2700 block of...
Y'all, it's your girl Bree, Miss Bend Over, take all that around, bend over, take all that AKA Miss Uchiwale on that bang bang, AKA the biggest, the baddest, the messiest. What happened?
Shooting in Miramar.
3 people are wounded after being hit by bullets.
Bree just died for no reason.
Some say she was set up by a hairstyle. Others saying the people that she was with was the actual target. But y'all already know I'm gonna break it down. So make sure y'all smash that like button. A 21-year-old social media influencer that go by the name Dream Doll Bree, who was known for her viral track Been Over, which...
All right, so I'm going to stop it right there. So as you can tell, she was actually into music. From my understanding, she had a music video that she was shooting the night that this took place as well. People may not be aware of it, but she had a lot going on that night. There was a situation that ensued, and I'm going to try to pull that video up as well, that shows what happened with some of these females prior to this shooting that took place. Very strange, y'all. In my personal opinion, this was very weird. I am not understanding like what was the point in shooting up the vehicle. And it's like whoever did this, they wanted to make sure that people didn't survive. I can tell you that. They really wanted to make sure they did not live at all. And that's very scary because we live in a world where, like I said, people are taking people's lives out here like it doesn't even matter. They're not afraid to shoot. They're not afraid to kill, and it's just getting out of control, y'all. I'm pretty sure that, her relatives are devastated. Her friends are probably saddened by this horrific tragedy. She did not expect to lose her life. I can tell you that. She definitely seemed like she was full of herself, full of life, just embarking on new opportunities and things like that. And she was enjoying being on social media a lot. With that being said, I'm going to see if we can find this other video that I was looking for on Bree. Hold on one second, y'all. I don't see it. I just came across it. All right, let me go back to my history and see if I can bring it back up. So Okay, let's keep going. Okay, her cousin also spoke out. They're not happy that people are making flyers about this. Because, a lot of times they say that people are seeking attention when they rush and jump to doing stuff like that, which I can definitely understand. Um, there's a young lady that had a really good video. Here it is. I'm going to bring her video.
And there were no
I'm going to play her video for a second for y'all. Because she did some really good coverage on this. So hold on one second. Copy, and let me pull it up in my browser. I'm going to share this with y'all. And then if you want to follow her name, I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, so let's share this tab. Hopefully you can see this. This is Leah Gordon. I came across her video the other day, and I'm just going to rewind it back to, she's going to be sharing clips of Bree right here. So let's go ahead and play this. All right. And I hate hearing the 911 call, y'all. It's very tragic. It's very devastating to listen to that.
And through her viral track and TikTok challenge, Bend Over, which helped establish her as both an influencer and an emerging artist. Bree represented a new generation of South Florida influencers who merged internet fame with local music culture.
All right, let's go ahead and skip past this. That's her video that she was, shaking around. She was shaking too.
And unapologetic, inspired by Uncle Luke, Trina, Trick Daddy, and Jackie O, as well as modern acts.
Right, I want y'all to listen to what they just said. Trina, Trick Daddy, Jackie O, for the new age or newcomers in the building that might be in your early 20s. Y'all might not know about these rappers, okay? Because Trina is in her 40s, almost probably approaching 50, y'all. So is Trick Daddy. And Trick Daddy just recently spoke out against India Ari, because India Ari spoke out against Young Miami. Spin that, talking about boosters. Where y'all at? Stuffing that shit in your bag. All of that, right? I bring this up to say that the influence of it all, and I'm not saying that Bree deserved to lose her life, but what I'm saying is some of this stuff needs to be addressed. Okay, so maybe some of this behavior can calm down, because 21 is way too young to be losing someone's life, like for a tragic reason, for we don't even know why. Some people say it's jealousy. I heard that they said they were going to set her up to rob her, but they didn't take anything. They drove off. So they definitely didn't want these people to survive. But I just want you to understand where her influences come from, okay? Young Miami, she talks about it in this video somewhere, that Young Miami reposted her song. And I believe the song is called Bend Over, okay?
Influencers who merged internet fame with local music culture.
Greetings, Sugar Daddy. No, I'm not from Florida. How you doing, Trissy? Not at all. But I did used to listen to Trina back in the day, y'all. I used to listen to Trina in my car, when I was younger. So she definitely had influence in the music, okay? But that does not mean to emulate what Trina's doing. That's my point. These young ladies are now emulating what they're seeing, and unfortunately some of them are lost with no guidance, okay? Being out at 5 a.m., she had every right to do that, but I would caution young ladies, and if Bree were my daughter, I would have these conversations and talk to her and say, look, you can do what you want with your life, but being out at 5 a.m., hanging around certain people in certain areas, certain locations, it's probably not the best thing for you, okay? People do get very jealous. I actually have someone in my family, a relative of mine, that aesthetically on the outside looks extremely nice looking, got shot, okay, in an after hours spot. Very petite. She was around my size. In the leg, y'all. So my point is, after a certain time of night, I don't think young females should be frequenting the streets, okay? Because there are a lot of bad things that can take place. And I feel that people are not talking about the reality of life out here. Everybody thinks that life is like a music video, you know? And because these young ladies are very impressionable and they might not have any mentorship or guidance, nobody's nobody's really telling them the reality of like their actions. I really think that if Brie could have rewinded the hands of time, she would not have been out in the streets at 5 a.m. with those people that she was riding with. A lot of things probably wouldn't have gone down that night because this young lady did not expect to get shot down like she did and crash into a house and tragically lose her life. I don't think she planned that. She actually seemed to be looking forward to all her future endeavors, y'all. Full of life, actually, full of, a lot of influence, and she just seemed to be enjoying herself. But and this is another point that I want to make to young ladies out there. Always, always, always put your safety first. I don't care who's around you. I don't care who you think you're cool with. I don't care who you think you're friends with. I don't care what people tell you. Put your safety first and definitely always be on the lookout because these people followed her car. She was driving a lime green um, Lamborghini, y'all. So it definitely could stand out in the crowd. Nobody is just driving around town in a lime green Lamborghini, and people speculate that because of jealousy doesn't give anybody a right to take someone's life. But we know that a lot of times in melanated culture, jealousy is very prevalent, especially with females going back and forth with one another. Yes, this can happen, and females can get other females set up, and this is what they're stating. A lot of people were saying they think that the hairdresser set her up. It's really hard to say because the hairdresser said she had nothing to do with it whatsoever. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep going. I don't want to play this other creator's video the whole way through. You can check it out, but she has some really good footage on here if you want to check out her videos. Her name is Leah Gordon. All right, and I'm going to play this part because this part right here that's coming up, Bree is going to talk to you all about, how she got into influencing and how she ended up making money off of TikTok, and how Young Miami actually reposted and shared her video. So that just fueled the flame to the fire. It probably really boosted her up because she's, Young Miami's a city girl. Now, because Bree is only 21 at the time, she probably looks up to the city girl. What does Young Miami talk about? Boosting bitches, where y'all at? Stuffing that in your bag. See, my point is it's the energy of it all. And when you're very young, you could be very vulnerable, you can be oblivious, and you can be impressionable because at 21, it's not that people are young and dumb, it's that they don't have a lot of life experience. And sometimes females lack situational awareness. People don't have these conversations. When you are of a certain caliber of a person and you have a lot of people that know you, even if it's on social media, you have to be careful about going around the general population, guys. All right, let me let Bree go ahead and talk right now.
What do you see yourself in? I ain't gonna say 5 years, in like 2 years.
I see myself in my high rise sipping me a mimosa with me a rich baller.
So that's your dream house, like a skyrise?
Mm-hmm. For now. In 2 years that, yeah.
Where at? Do it matter what location?
Somewhere like South Beach, Miami Tees.
Touch shit.
Mm-hmm.
But they say, how has this past year been blown up out of
it was kind of shocking. Like, it just hit me. It didn't really hit me at first. Like, now that people come take pictures of me, I'm like, wow, like, I'm really popular now. Like when celebrities started noticing me and stuff, I'm like, wow. Like it didn't really hit me. I always used to say, oh, I want to be TikTok famous. And it finally came. I'm just like, damn, I'm TikTok famous.
So I'm gonna cheat another question in there. Okay, so like how you be
Okay, so she said, I'm TikTok famous. It just hit me like, wow, right?
feeling like when fans come up to you and how that shit make you feel?
I be honestly shocked. Sometimes I be shy, but I be shocked like, wow, you really want a picture with me?
No.
Bree pursued her goals online and
All right, so that's her telling her story about being on TikTok and what it did for her. And I'm just gonna fast forward here and let Bree talk again because I don't want to just, have her whole video playing.
Y'all, my mental is good. Y'all always see me laughing, giggling all day. Like I'm always in good spirits. I was a little sad because my friend Lala had died. Girl Lala, she had died, and I was sad. But I'm healing, and
Now, I want y'all to listen to what she just said. She had a friend that died. Y'all, it's too young. Like life is just really beginning for these tragedies to be going on like this. This should not be normalized. People are out here losing their lives like they're in a war zone. For all of this, they might as well go over there to what is it, Israel and Iraq and over there into the Middle East because this is ridiculous. Why is it that people are taking each other's lives on the street like this is craziness?
I just been doing good because I know she would want me to be happy. So yeah.
So like do you ever get like too low at times? Like what's your lowest? Or you don't really get that low?
No, I don't really get that low, honestly. I be thinking of like life in a different perspective, and like I look at bad things that happen that may have me sad for a little bit, then I just do something to help me feel better. Like can't be sad all day.
Bless
Can't be sad and grieving all day.
you. That's good.
We go get nowhere in life. You gotta think of the bright side of things.
All right. Pretty upbeat, okay? Pretty upbeat. Gonna keep going, keep going. This was her at the mansion party. Y'all probably already saw this, but this is what they had going on.
of influencers and partygoers.
All right, so I don't really want to play her video, but I'll show you the footage. This is them at the party. Everybody seemed like they were having a good time, having celebratory practices, y'all. And as you can see, the money is flowing through the air. My impression on it is, there was a lot going on. She was exposed to a lot of people. So we don't know. Is it possible that the people could have been at this party watching? We don't know, y'all. And that's the scary part about being a social media influencer. You are actually a target, right? When you have a lot of people that start recognizing you in public, you cannot move like the rest of the people. You actually probably should start having security, okay? And now I don't know, maybe her cousin was one of those hitters that was riding with her. But see, there you see she's dancing on the table, all right? And it's just very unfortunate that only hours later, she would be taken off the globe, y'all. Again, ladies, females, I'm going to say, take your life very serious. Take your safety very serious. You are too, special in this world to be having your lives taken like this in a tragic loss. Like I said, 21 years old, full of life, full of energy. It's just too young to be leaving like this. And too much of this is happening. This right here, I'm going to go back because that's her cousin right here to the left. He did not make it either. He was in the car with her, and unfortunately, he didn't make it. And this guy right here got shot in the jaw. All right. So all of them suffered from the shooting. This is Uncle Luke. He had something to say about it. But I don't hear more musicians, or I don't hear more people from the industry talking about stuff like this. See, it's all fine and good when they got these music videos and they have these songs coming out and they're telling people what to do, but nobody actually stops and talks about the tragic loss that the influence of the music video and this so-called hip hop culture is causing to the youth. Nobody is actually speaking on that. Nobody wants to hear about it because everybody thinks that life is a music video and all they care about is having fun, partying, popping bottles, popping tags, stuffing that shit in your bag, you know. But like I said, people got to be very careful because it's the energy of it all, y'all. It's all about energy. And some things that people talk about can attract certain energy to them. All right. So I am going to more than likely stop sharing there. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to touch on. Now, there's another tragic situation, guys. Some of you may have all heard of this young lady. Well, she's not even a young lady, she's actually a young child, actually. Okay. So I'm going to touch on it because I think it's important. There was an update on it, and I want to talk about it because Bree was grown. This girl was not. This girl was 4 years old. Javea Harris. Okay. Javea Harris. So for those of you who do not know, there's a young girl by the name of Javea Harris, 4 years old, cute girl. Really cute, y'all. Hold on, let me share my screen so y'all can see her. And Sugar Daddy said you're from the state of Florida. Be careful out there in Florida because it's real in Florida. It is not. Florida's no joke, y'all. Okay, here we go. I've only been to Florida once. Okay. Here we go. Javea Harris. She's right here. The crazy part. I'm gonna let y'all hear this 911 call. All right. I'm gonna take myself off the screen and we're gonna listen to this 911 call because this is absolutely insane what they did to this girl. This was done by her own parents.
Emergency.
Ma'am, I'm at 39 Hillsborough Street. I can't find my baby.
39 Hillsborough Street.
Yes, ma'am. She was outside playing, and I came out here after cooking dinner a little bit, and I'm looking for her, but I don't see her nowhere.
All right. How old is this baby?
She's 4.
All right. What was she wearing?
She has on pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, and she had me in pink beads. She had braids.
Is she black, white, or Hispanic?
She's mixed.
Okay. How long ago did you see her, ma'am? When was the last time you saw her?
I just came out here like no less than 20 or 30 minutes ago. I went in the house to cook dinner, and I told her it's time to come in once it starts getting dark. And when I came out here,
Okay. Just take a breath for me, okay? I already have them on the way to you, okay? Do you know where she might be heading? Okay, you have any family or friends that live around the area?
No, but she usually try to chase our chickens to catch them, and I just...
All right, y'all, I'm going to stop it right there because this woman was freaking acting the whole time. Do you know that these investigators found out that Javea, which is the 4-year-old of this lady, had already passed away on June the 8th? I'm going to repeat that. Javea, the 4-year-old that this woman is calling 911 about, had already passed away on June the 8th from a head injury. So they're saying that the mother and father of Javea Harris failed, okay? Let me say that again. Failed to get her medical attention. Knowing that she already had a head injury, they failed to get this young girl medical attention. So on June the 8th, Javea Harris was no longer with us. I don't understand. Look at this girl. How in the world does this girl get a head injury? And as a matter of fact, on the search warrants, on the warrants that were filed, both parents are charged with MURDER by way of child abuse. Do you understand that they dismembered this child's body and they actually used some type of corrosive solution to dissolve her body and poured it into a body of water? This is what they did to this 4-year-old. And then on June 30th, going into July 1st, my birthday, she calls 911 to say that Javea was missing, stating that this girl was last seen wearing pink Minnie Mouse pajamas and pink braids by the chicken coop. Now, anybody knows that a 4-year-old that's allegedly autistic, and I can tell she's autistic by looking at her eyes because I've worked with autistic children and they have this look, you can just kind of see it in her eyes. Why would you even leave her by herself outside to play? And then you said in the 911 call that you don't trust the people around there because they're sketchy and they're drug addicts. But you leave your 4-year-old child out there? Doesn't make sense to me. You're 9 months pregnant with your second child, and then you go into labor that same night. Y'all, the whole situation was very sketchy. And they had a whole search team looking for this 4-year-old child, knowing that she was no longer here with us. So now they have both been denied bond, the mother and father. This is the press conference that was held in Aiken, South Carolina. These are the alleged parents. I say alleged because this is not, parents don't do this to children, y'all. This is Jamaria Harris, and this is, what's her name? Michelle, whatever her last name is, Herring or whatever. But these are the parents. They're being held without bond in court. They could be facing life sentences. This is a very disgusting situation. I don't understand what a 1-year-old could have done. I'm not a 1-year-old, a 4-year-old could have done to cause any parent to do this to their child, to dismember their child. I don't know what type of head injury she had, but she probably more than likely did not get that head injury alone by herself. It was said that child abuse occurred and they did not seek medical attention for the girl. They waited almost a month later to report that she was missing, already knowing what they had done with her body. This is sickening, y'all. I don't even know how a mother that's pregnant with a baby already inside of her growing that's about to be born does something like this to her firstborn. Do you know the mental insanity that has to take place in someone's brain? And the father of her assists and aids and abets in this behavior. And they were going to work as if nothing ever happened. As a matter of fact, people were commenting, not understanding how in the world did this woman go and get her nails done. It's not even funny. This is just the mental insanity of people, y'all. Yes, Tinkapoo. So this is the press conference. This guy right here actually interviewed the father, the alleged father. He said they were supposed to meet up, but when he did call to talk to the father hung up on him, probably because he was guilty. So here you have it, Jamaria Harris, which is Javea's alleged father. It's sick. This is just sick. One thing I can say, y'all, is this community came together and they definitely rallied for Javea Harris. They left a lot of balloons. They left stuffed animals. A lot of people from the community came out to speak out on this and just to talk about how this has touched them. And y'all, that was very touching when I saw the fact that they had, like a gathering for her. Because, people keep talking about all this race stuff. Like right now, the whole thing is, what's that guy that went missing with his friends? I can't think of his name right now, but he was, I guess, a teenager or something like that. He went with these white boys to some body of water and he didn't come back. People are talking about that story, and I get it, but nobody's really talking about Javea Harris, and I don't understand it. I didn't even want to talk about Javea Harris because it's so somber, y'all. And when I first see, here's outpour from the community. You see all these balloons that she received? Look at that. A lot of people came out for her. 4 years old, y'all. She's gone. They said she really liked Minnie Mouse. So they made sure she had Minnie Mouse balloons, y'all. It's just ridiculous. And it's sad because this is really something that you would see at like a 5-year-old celebration, not at something like this, like a memorial for this girl at the hands of her own parents. I don't even know what else to say. Yes, indeed. Now let's move on. I'm going to go on to the Cern situation because there is a video that I want to share with y'all. And I'm going to play this video, y'all. So we're going to talk about Cern, okay? Because I think this is very important. This is something that actually impacts us all as a whole. All right, so share this tab instead.
They are disclosing that they are doing all this type of research on wormholes, black holes, change of time and space, I mean, officially.
Yes, she's talking about Cern. And something strange happened there in November 2009. Cern's director of research, Sergio Bertolucci, made a very interesting statement.
This director of Cern says that the Titanic machine may possibly create or discover previously unimagined scientific phenomenon or unknown unknowns. For instance, an extra dimension. Out of this door might come something, or we might send something through it. There would be an open door, but that even with the power of the LHC at his disposal, he would only be able to hold it open a very tiny lapse of time, 10 to 26 seconds.
All right, listen now. Listen, this is important. They're saying they could actually, let's go back because I think people need to really, really, really make sure that we catch into what she's saying. All right, listen to this.
10 to 26 seconds.
Hold on.
Even with the power of the LHC at his disposal, he would only be able to hold it open a very out of this door might come something, or we
another dimension, okay? They are experimenting with another dimension through Cern. Some of y'all may have heard of this, some of you may not have heard of this.
Might send something through it. There would be an open door, but that even with the power of the LHC at his disposal, he would only be able to hold it open a very tiny lapse of time, 10 to 26 seconds. But during that infinitesimal amount of time, we will be able to peer into this open.
So they're trying to play God, y'all. They want to pretend like they're the creator of the universe.
Open door, either by getting something out of it or sending something into it. Of course,
dangerous. Why would they do this? But let's continue to listen.
Of course, adds Bertolucci, after this tiny moment, the door would again shut, bringing us back to our normal 4-dimensional world.
So they say that we're in a 4-dimensional world. I thought they said we were in 3D. So which one is it? All right. Y'all, if they are opening another dimension and they're trying to send stuff to it and take stuff out of it, don't you think they've already been doing that and playing and altering our lives? I really know and I really feel deep down inside that they have been potentially speeding up time and destiny swapping with people and playing with people's destinies and fates with this, whatever this is, this Cern, which is over in Switzerland, y'all, by the way.
Is Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger, a Swiss scientist who spent decades in research and worked with major institutions in Geneva, with access to a lot of internal information. In recent years, she decided to start speaking publicly about things that take a lot of courage to say out loud. In this video, you'll hear some things that may shake your worldview. I think she revealed more than she should have. Watch this.
She invited me to see everybody and put me at the table of 2 physicists from the Cern, one in Geneva, one in Portugal, because there are many other mini Cerns. It's not just Geneva. I said, so how many dimensions officially are living in the Cern? They both said 17, very affirmatively.
Cern is a major physics research.
17 dimensions is what they're claiming that we have.
research center near Geneva, on the border between Switzerland and France, where scientists study the structure of reality at the smallest scale. Its main machine is the Large Hadron Collider, a 27-kilometer underground ring where particles are accelerated close to the speed of light and collided. This is how the Higgs boson was discovered in 2012, the particle linked to why matter has mass. What most people don't know, and this is where it gets interesting. When the Large Hadron Collider was about to start in 2008, there was a concern among some physicists about the scale of the experiment. The LHC operates at energy levels never reached before in a laboratory. Some theoretical models suggested that unusual phenomena could occur at those energies, including the formation of microscopic black holes or other exotic states of matter. This uncertainty led to legal challenges. In 2008, a lawsuit was filed in a US court asking for the LHC to be stopped.
Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and skip past a little bit of this. Could a lawsuit shut the LHC down? Actually, I'm going to answer that question now. No, because they don't have any jurisdiction over it, okay? And as you can see, this was put on here on February 17th, 2010. You all, they have been experimenting with this stuff for a very long time.
Similar complaints were filed in European courts. None of them stopped the experiments. The legal decisions did not assess whether the experiments were safe. They only established that the courts could not intervene.
They are altering our reality, okay? This is very important. Actually, this impacts everybody on the entire globe.
A bank, actually one of the criticisms is that they had changed something in the reality and that they had changed time, space, and they opened other...
I knew it. I knew I was not crazy, y'all. When I said they have been speeding up time, I've been saying this for a number of years now. Why does time seem like it's going by so fast? Because they are altering our reality. This is crazy.
The realities. And isn't it at that time that Marvel started to do a lot of movies on multi-dimensional Doctor Strange?
Yes, the multiverse. Yep.
Yeah, multiverse.
Yes, I know, this kind of information
The multiverse, y'all.
is hard to process. It doesn't fit into how we normally understand reality.
Because they miseducate us on purpose so that we can be NPCs, all right? But we know that there's some other stuff going on out here.
And what makes this more disturbing is that there are a lot of real-world examples that lines up with what Dr. Astrid is describing, something that happened and that still has no clear explanation. I'm going to show you one example that might leave you speechless. I really don't understand how that happened, but maybe you...
Parallel universes or glitches in the matrix. You notice how the rest of this document or the rest of this article is blurred out? I wonder why is that the case? Because what I should do is copy and paste this and see what I find. Parallel universes or glitches in the matrix. Because we know we are living in a freaking matrix. I'm so sick of it. Y'all, they're playing games with our minds. They're playing games with our time, with our lives. Like this is insidious. Parallel universes. Let me type that in. And you have to be careful with Google too. I don't trust Google either. Let's see. Or glitches in the matrix. Or glitches in the... See, as long as you go along and get along with the stupidity of it all, stuffing that shit in your bag, as long as you're focused on that, this is what they're doing behind the scenes, altering our freaking realities when we could have a better life out here. People don't have to be out here doing the stuff that they're going through, living how there should be no homelessness on this globe. There should be nobody hungry in this world. You think they care? They don't care. Listen to this, parallel universes and multiverse theories. While the simulation hypothesis is philosophical, parallel universes are rooted in theoretical physics, such as many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. You all know there's a such thing as quantum physics, right? And metaphysics. So there are dimensional bleeds, many internet theories, and the Mandela effect. This describes a phenomenon where a large group of people collectively remembers an event, a logo, or a fact differently than historical records show. The spelling of Berenstain Bears, I am not going to debate anybody about this, because I know and I stand correct when I say the Berenstain Bears was always spelled Stein. I was one of the biggest Berenstain Bear fans. Like, I used to order their books from the book fair. I had a whole collection and I still have their books. Something happened because these same books that I had as a child is now spelled Stain, and I cannot understand what happened unless they were playing around with this Cern situation, and whatever they did altered our reality. So people out here, you are not crazy. They want us to think that we're crazy. They don't want us to depend on our own brains and our own memories. All right, let's keep going, guys.
You know. Before I show it you, one quick clarification. You see these clips? Maybe you think I filmed this myself, or that I made these animations. But I didn't. All of this comes from Storyblocks, the platform that I use to make these videos. And now I'm happy to say...
Okay, he's promoting something here. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Here's the Mandela effect. This is exactly what I was talking about. And let's listen in.
Memories. And those memories didn't match reality. Not isolated mistakes, but collective ones. She later called this the Mandela effect. I'm sure you already heard of it. The timing is interesting because it's exactly the same period when the Large Hadron Collider was being switched on and tested. The first beam circulated in 2008, and the first major collisions happened in 2009. Two completely different things happening at the same time. On one side, the largest physics experiment in history begins operating, and on the other, people start noticing that their shared memories don't line up with recorded reality. It may be nothing. It may be coincidence.
Okay, let's listen into this, okay? They're going to give us examples. Here you see Jim Carrey, all right? Jim Carrey. Everybody remembers Jim Carrey. Let me show you something. Fire Marshal Bill from In Living Color. If you were back in the day, you know what I'm talking about.
Monocle. Why does the Monopoly Man appear wearing one in the movie?
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. And you must be the Monopoly guy. Hey. Thanks for the free parking.
And not just that. Here's an article from a 2004 newspaper that mentions this common memory of the Monopoly Man wearing a monocle. One of many old references that describe the Monopoly
Okay, and we all know that he was wearing it.
Man with a monocle. And all of this is kindly confirmed by Max Lowen, known as the world's smartest kid, who strangely disappeared from the internet after his famous video.
What happened was we made this universe sort of out of balance, and our universe...
Because of the collider, the super collider?
Yeah, we altered the weight of a single electron, which I believe shifted us into a parallel universe.
He's suggesting that reality doesn't exist as one single fixed timeline. Instead, there are many parallel versions of reality that exist at the same time. These versions are almost identical, but not completely. There are small differences between them. Most of the time, they're so small that we don't notice them. Max's idea is that sometimes we move from one version of reality to another, and when that happens, things that we remember from the previous version don't always match what exists in the current one. He believes that this is what the Mandela effect is. Not,
I wonder where's this boy right now. He kind of reminded me of Macaulay Culkin, Doogie Howser.
a memory error, but a mismatch between what we remember and the version.
Look at this, y'all. Cheez-Its, okay? Cheez-Its or Cheez-It? Which way was it spelled? You see, they like to flash it up here so fast. We're going to go back and look. Oh, what was that? Fruit Loops? Hold on. Let me see. Which one is right, y'all? The left or the right? I know which one is right. They can't trick me.
Is not a memory error, but a mismatch.
Oh, the Flintstones. No, that was the Simpsons. The Simpsons. All right, but the Flintstones. It's not the right one. They're saying that the Flintstones had 2 T's. I know for a fact that it only had 1 T in it.
Between what we remember.
All right. The Monopoly Man always had a monocle. So if you pick the left side, you're correct.
And the version of the
Cheez-Its, y'all. I don't know. I've always said Cheez-Its. Now I've eaten them before, but I think it was the left one. I think.
Reality that we're currently in.
Fruit Loops. Everybody remembers this box with Toucan. Was that Toucan Sam? How did they spell Fruit Loops, y'all? It wasn't two O's. I can tell you that. It was not two O's.
The differences are small in theory, maybe just 1%, but on a human level, that 1% can feel very large. Now look.
All right, I'm going to skip past that. How consciousness gets projected onto reality. Okay, let's keep going.
Wormholes, research topics. They talk about space and time, black holes, wormholes, quantum physics, entanglement. That becomes the accepted narrative, but as a regular person, you have no real way to verify any of this. You can't check a black hole. You can't observe a wormhole, and you can't see subatomic particles. You don't have access to those places. You don't have the tools, and you don't have the raw data. So what ends up happening is that they explain the invisible, and we're expected to accept the explanation.
I don't trust them. Who are they? If they've messed up the universe and messed up our timeline, why would I trust them? Let's keep going, y'all. Check this video out. Check out Cern. They said they have turned it off. Okay, but it has been going, it has been running and up and running for a while now. All right, let me fast forward part of this video because I don't want to be on here too long. Let's see, how long have I been on here? 56 minutes. All right, I'm going to kind of go past this because we're going to get to the point for sake of time. Okay, so this is what CERN does, y'all. Because it alters our reality, it also alters what we project, what we perceive, what we think, or what we remember.
Is in Switzerland for political reasons, but that may not be the whole story. We're also told that the Mandela effect isn't real, that it's just bad memory, coincidence, or confusion. But when you look at how many clear examples there are, that explanation starts to feel incomplete. The most popular example is that a lot of people remember the...
All right, somebody tell me, because I know what I'm talking about. It was always with an E-I-N, Berenstain Bears. I know this to be true and factual. Now, all of a sudden, it's A-I-N? Absolutely not.
Berenstain Bears as Berenstein with an E, because that spelling feels more familiar. But the books were always spelt with an A. People remember a cornucopia.
Okay, they did have a cornucopia on Fruit of the Loom, but they removed it. I know that to be factual.
In the Fruit of the Loom logo, it was never there. Jif peanut butter
Jiffy, it was Jiffy. They shortened it to Jif.
is remembered as Jiffy. The brand was always just Jif. People remember Looney
Tunes. My sister used to watch Looney Tunes. I cannot really remember which way they spelled it. I would go with the left side.
Tunes as Looney Tunes. It's always been Tunes. Some remember Mickey Mouse wearing suspenders.
Mickey did wear suspenders. What are you talking about?
He never did. Pikachu is remembered with a black tip on his tail. Never
And he did. I didn't really pay attention to Pikachu, but he did have a black tip on his tail. My nephew told me that the other day. Let's keep going, y'all.
existed. Many remember Tinkerbell dotting the I in the Disney logo.
He did.
That version never existed.
Yes,
Some people
did. Yeah, they want us to think we're crazy.
remember the Mona Lisa as frowning. The painting has, of course, never changed.
No, she never frowned. She always looked like that.
Ed McMahon is remembered delivering giant checks for Publishers Clearing
Who was coming to the house for Publishers Clearinghouse? Ed McMahon.
House. He never did. Many swear there was a movie called Shazam with Sinbad as a genie.
Sinbad was a genie.
There wasn't. People remember Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father." The line is different.
No, I am your father.
And many remember the mirror saying, "Mirror, mirror on the wall." The line was,
Magic mirror on. Lies they tell. The wall.
many people remember the movie Forrest Gump with the line, "Life
Life is like a box of chocolates. That's what I've always heard. I didn't watch the movie, but I heard people quote it.
is like a box of chocolates." But the actual line in the movie is,
Life was like a box of chocolates.
it's a small change, but almost everyone remembers it.
Hey, go ahead and lie to us. Make us think we're crazy. All right, let's keep going, y'all.
That line is never spoken in the film.
Good morning.
In Star Trek,
Life was like a box of chocolates.
It's a small change, but almost everyone remembers it in the present tense. In The Silence of the Lambs, people clearly remember Hannibal Lecter saying, "Hello, Clarice." That exact line is never spoken in the film.
Good morning.
In Star Trek, fans often quote, "Beam me up, Scotty," but that line has never been said in that way in the original series.
Beam me up, Mr. Spock. Beam me up. Lock on transporters. Beam us up.
In Risky Business, people remember Tom Cruise wearing sunglasses during the famous dance scene. In the actual scene, he's not wearing sunglasses. In Disney's The Little Mermaid, many people remember Ariel having a shiny silver seashell bra. In reality, it's purple. In the original Star Wars trilogy, many people remember C-3PO as completely gold, but one of his legs is actually silver. In the movie Apollo 13, people remember the line, "Houston, we have a problem." The actual line is,
Houston, we have a problem.
in Dirty Harry, the famous line is remembered as, "Do you feel lucky, punk?" But the actual dialogue is different.
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
In children's books, many people remember Curious George having
A tail versus no tail.
tail. He never had one. In The Wizard of Oz, many people remember the Wicked Witch saying, "Fly, my pretties, fly." She actually says something slightly different.
Now fly! Fly!
In the
No, she did. I watched The Wizard of Oz. She did say "flat my pretties." They're changing stuff around.
Flintstones, many people remember the name as the Flintstones without the second T. The real name has always been the Flintstones. In The
Since when?
Lion King, people remember Simba saying, "Remember who you are," in a different scene and context than it actually happens. In the song We Are the Champions by Queen, people remember the song ending with "of the world." The studio version does not include that final line. In Aladdin, many people remember the genie saying, "I'm trapped in a lamp," in a specific scene that never happened. In The Matrix, many remember Morpheus saying, "What if I told you?" That line never appears that way in the film. In Jurassic Park, people remember the T-Rex breaking through the fence from a flat surface that shouldn't logically allow it, a memory mismatch caused by how the scene.
I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Okay, and what is this? Toy Soldier?
A memory mismatch caused by how the scene is edited. In Toy Story, many people remember Woody saying,
Reach for the sky.
in a scene that doesn't exist. In the cartoon Scooby-Doo, people remember Shaggy wearing a darker green shirt. It's actually light green. In Indiana Jones, many people remember the fedora scene differently than it actually plays out. In The Jungle Book, people remember Baloo wearing a coconut bra disguise. That never happened. In Tom and Jerry, many people remember Tom talking regularly. He almost never speaks. Yes, I know this kind of stuff messes with your head a little. There are way more examples.
I don't trust these people. And I think we are living in a simulation, y'all. I don't trust them. Don't you trust them? Put trust in yourself. Put trust in our divine creator, because these people have insidious motives, is what I want to say. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Please, if you enjoyed the topics of this video, if you like to hear a channel of substance, you've come to the correct channel. Let me take this off. If you like hearing people talk about topics of substance, you've come to the right channel. Okay. I want to say thank you to the new subscribers. I also want to say continue to walk in your divinity, and walking in your divinity as a lady, especially melanated ladies, does not mean you have to follow and flock with the group and a crowd of people. A lot of times you are safer being a loner. And I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of times when you have a lot of energies around, they are dark energies that don't want to see you win, don't want to see you succeed, and don't want to see the things that you achieve. Now, I don't know why people are out here taking people out, all right? But when in doubt, don't chase the clout. I just got to say that, y'all. It's not worth it. What do you mean? Are you free to talk, sugar daddy? So I just wanted to say that, it's a lot going on out here. Yeah, I had an encounter earlier, and it actually almost altered my my mood. And you know what actually puts me in a better mood? Going shopping. That's not good. Retail therapy is not the way to go, y'all. But I make sure my purchases actually matter, because what I am trying to do is I'm trying to add on to my wardrobe more business attire, because like some of my pants, I need bigger sizes now. And I am actually going through my clothes and getting rid of stuff. Well, that's the whole goal and plan. So I feel like when you bring in the new and get rid of the old, it allows new energy to flow into your life. And that's the same with even organizing your space so you can have a clear mind to think. I think all of these things are important, y'all. So any way that you can help, um, I guess, elevate your life, go for it, do it. Don't wait for anybody else. Don't wait for anybody else to go after your goals and dreams, desires. I know people out here are very risky. They're very fickle. They can't be trusted. Y'all should see, I got Tinkerbell right here laying. She laying down on me the whole time. But yeah, I just, I thank you all for listening and tuning in. Hopefully, this video has helped someone, putting it into the perspective of reality over, fiction. And I feel a lot of times like life imitates art when art should be imitating life, y'all. So just think about what I said. Live your real life in reality. Everything does not need to be plastered on social media. People don't need to know everything. People don't need to know your whereabouts. People, that's how Julio Fulio got caught up. Y'all know those freaking bandits. They've all been sent off to go serve the life sentence that they were given. And the female, she got 15 years, ironically, right? And I think she should have gotten longer. So it's just crazy how these young people are throwing their lives away and taking away life like it means nothing, y'all. It is very scary. We really need to come out and talk about this stuff on social media in the community. It's not okay. It is not okay to live fast and die young. That is not the goal. Okay, that is not what our divine creator sent us here to do. So just be careful, especially females. Be very careful who you surround yourselves with. Be careful who you have in the car with you. Be careful, because you might not be the target. It might be somebody else, and you don't know what they have going on in their life, and you end up being the target. That's the sad part about it all. So, y'all, again, I'm just going to say, continue to walk in your divinity. Remember, you are made in the image of your divine creator. Treat yourself that way. You don't have to be displaying yourself as an advertisement for everybody in the world to see. You're not meant to do that. Also, celebrate yourself, but just be careful. And, just stay elevated, y'all. Shout out to Sugar Daddy. That's a very interesting name, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. If you'd like to follow me, I'm on Instagram at BGAB_TV. Also, TikTok is Brown Girls Are Beautiful on TikTok, okay? And y'all will see me back on here again later. Y'all, I'm very tired, but I just wanted to come on and have consistency since I didn't do F Your Feelings Friday last Friday. A lot has gone on since last Friday, and it has been a lot of bad stuff, unfortunately. So it's F Your Feelings Friday, y'all. So you can't worry about other people's feelings. They don't agree with your opinion. F your feelings. We're not here to be for everybody to be in common agreement. You're not going to be liked by all. That's not what we're here for. We're here to carry out our purpose. And y'all know I talk about angelic warriors a lot. I'll be having more videos, especially for the ladies, talking about spiritual protection, financial protection, and physical protection. These things are very prevalent and very necessary in today's society. All right, you all, I am signing out. Haben Sie alles einen guten Nacht. Okay, everybody have a good night. Be safe. And until next time, y'all stay elevated. Signing out, y'all. Signing out.